Okay, so in this video we're just going to have a look at basic usage of Super Spline, and we're going to start looking through the editor panel and some of the features in that. So I've got a scene here just for some basic light wave drawn paths. Okay, so I'm just going to start by selecting the spiral, and I'm going to run Super Spline. It says 38 spline control nodes will be created. Continue. I want it to be an open spline because there's clearly two ends to the path. If I click closed, it will close that up and we'll get a looping kind of effect. So I'm going to leave that on open, and there we go. So that's opened our Super Spline editor. So let's have a look through what we've got here. I'm just going to frame that up. So first off, we've got the display section, and in here we can quickly set this to spline display. This will be global because obviously this is using the main, this is linked to the main settings in the display here. So you can see that if I set this to ribbon, this is now ribbon. Okay, so you know that will be global, so if you have multiple setups, then that will set all of them at the same time. Okay, so the next one we have here is if you did change your mind and you want open or close to change, you can literally just open or close that, and that will actually it's not only a display function, this actually, if I come into the motion options, you can see actually the settings change for this final node here. That will actually point at the node 0. If I open that, you can see it has the end, this one has no target item. Okay, but if I hit closed, you can see now it does. Okay, so we'll leave that as open. So that's that section, and then we have you can see the node shapes here, these little green node item shapes. We can have our shapes on or off, and you can see here they're a bit small, a little bit difficult to grab, so I'm just going to set that to 0.2 and then click resize, and that has changed the settings in my, if I come into the spline here, that's set it to 0.2. You can see here if I go 0.3, resize, and now that's changed in there. Okay, so that's just an easy way of kind of managing how the spline looks, because sometimes you know the scale is not quite what you want, and it's rather than going through and changing the scale of everything, that's just an easy way of doing it. Okay, so the next thing in our display section is the spline drop down here, the spline select. Okay, so this is super spiral, as we can see there, and if we create a second super spline, which we can do, so we just have to run super spline again with the second one selected. I want that to be a closed spline. Okay, and now you can see actually what we've got here is two setups, so we can flip between the two. I want these to be 0.5 size on this one. You can see there, let's see if we make that a meter, resize, and you can see everything's rescaled on that one. But when we go back to here, you can see that, you know, these are, this doesn't actually update to the scale, but you can, you know, if you wanted to, 0.4, there we go.